My people marching in the streets, some for war and some for peace. Saw kids hit with rubber bullets, now they sleeping in the alleyway. Smoke grenades and mace, you can taste through that bandana on your face. Two Marines screaming green has to pay for their mistakes. So does blue when it's true, just like me and you do. But I guess it's different in the loo when it come time to choose. Twin a badge and a do-rag. The life that someone coulda had, shoulda had, woulda had. Straight A's but ain't graduate, cause AK's in the alleyway for someone who ain't paid. That's a casualty of war. Every junkie wanna score, then overdose, die on the floor. You know that money ain't for sure, so what the fuck you fighting for? Pop, 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 watch another kid drop. Goddamn, here we go again. Friend of another friend, all over some heroin. Demons on my back again, can't escape this pain, so that shit's written on my face. Knew the day I lost my brother, I would never be the same. But that night made something change, left my cut down at his grave. Pray one day it goes away. As I walk into a wake, I still got my pistol on me, and won't no one take it from it. It's the fucking show me, homie, but I won't show no emotion. Hug the mother while she cries, and then come up with an alibi. Hope the police don't go find the clothes that I done roasted. Wonder if it makes us closer. Her son's killer is no more, bruh. Pop, 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 watch another kid drop. Goddamn, here we go again. Friend of another friend, all over some heroin. Demons on my back again, can't escape this pain, so that shit's written on my face. I done lost so many people, might as well have turned me evil. Man, this needle shit's ridiculous. Addiction hits, it's over with. I wish that I could end this shit, but I'm still out here hitting licks and trying to do this music. Shit, pop, hot shot, watch another kid drop. Goddamn, here we go again. This time it's my brother, man, and he ain't coming back. Shit, where the fuck's my pistol at? Pop, 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 watch another kid drop. Goddamn, here we go again. Friend of another friend, all over some heroin. Demons on my back again, can't escape this pain, so that's just written on my face. Rip DA. Dutch down south, motherfucker. Bringing that State Street heat. I don't really like talking about my past, you know what I'm saying? Trying to look forward. So don't be asking me no questions, bitch. Just listen to this shit. You'll hear everything you need to know. Let's go! I done lived with addiction shit, I was born with it. Depend on these prescriptions since back when I was a kid. Then I started selling medicine, fought my father in the yard, bought a car and ain't been looking back at that bitch since. When my friends became my family and family was mad at me, I had to be the one that everyone else could depend on. Breaking into cars, straight up robbing Walmart, doing gas and goes and finding hoes just so I could hide my dope. Crashing in them bandos, couple grand up in my hand. Fuck a motel, that shit always hot as hell, long as I got shit to sell. Man, them dead boys eat, and they bring that fucking heat for me since I've been in the street, trying to put shoes on my feet and find a safer place to sleep. I be grinding like a diamond, trying to see the fucking sunshine. And when I lost ties, saw my third eye in the sky. R.I.P. to my brother, I'ma make this dream reality and maybe beat mortality, become the legend that you always told me I would be. It's cliche to say that I would trade you places if I make it, so instead I'll rest my head down at your grave when I can't take it. And there's no need for a hook, wrote this song like it's a motherfucking chapter book. The older that I grow, I spend more time with my folks. I'd be lying if I told you I ain't miss them in them bandos. Shit, even my step folks, but I need time to find myself, provide and improvise and prove that somehow I survive with suicide still on my mind. Ain't admitting to depression, just expressing my obsession. German Shepherd's my protection, and I'll shoot you to protect him. Bitch, don't even fucking question it. I don't need correction. We're halfway through this bitch. If you don't like it, then get over it, cause here I come with more of it. You don't know what's in store, I'll tell you one thing that's for sure. Don't be sleeping on these metaphors if you feel insecure. Ain't got time for no bendejos, educate until it correlates and put this pistol in your face. The way I demonstrate this rage, it ain't no game, it ain't for fame. It bring me shame to say the things I say when I use hatred just to pay my way to greatness. Ain't no slave to this nation. On my grave, a name is written, but it's different than it has been. Preach, tell 'em.
Let me be the one to take you back in the day when we came to the States, seen a whole lot of change. Never had time to adjust cause my mama's heart was crushed with a whole lot of pain. 6 months for the time we came to the States. Uncle died and fell off in the grave. Never understood what pain was until I see my parents' face. Restless nights and no sleeping, eating, they drinking alcohol. Yelling, cursing and spitting, I'm looking like what's wrong with y'all. Then I'm balling up the pain and screaming through a pillowcase. I guess that's what it means to be foreign and not know your place. It's hard when you don't understand the system, but you understand in order to make it, you can't play the victim. Every day is a struggle, some days are better than the next. Remember those who lived and died were flesh on my flesh. That means they bled how I bleed, that means they cried how I cried. So turn that propaganda off and learn to open your eye. The truth is misconstrued, but solitude ain't good for your pride. Cause all that loneliness is causing dark clouds in your sky. Until the rivers run dry, until the earth falls apart. I raise my hand and swear to God that I so love from the start. To all my people stateside and those who live worlds apart. The greatest gift that's unknown is what you hold in your heart.
We do this shit for real up in here. On that State Street heat. Dutchtown South, motherfucker. Three, two, one. Now I'm in. I think we almost just played the same song after it was the first song we played, and then like I just grabbed another song and then went to smoke a cigarette, trying to figure out what happened to my co-host. But she been sitting at the light on Hampton and Chippewa for the last 3 cycles, and that motherfucker has not even changed to green. So, South St. Louis problems, we all know how that goes. Unless you're from another country or state or city or even county, then you probably don't know how that goes. Speaking of South City issues, y'all motherfuckers need to slow down or just stop stealing cars or just relax when you drive. Just try to relax, because in the last 4 days, I've seen 4 flipped cars, one of which, as I was turning left on, it was Osceola and Compton. As I was turning left, I got like a picture of it, and homeboy, the police officer, I thought, they had already cleared everybody out, so that's why I went to take the picture. But no, they had not cleared anybody out. What actually happened was the cop was still ripping the door open. The accident must have just happened like maybe 20 seconds before that. So he's ripping the door open trying to get these poor people out of there. And I don't know who hit who. I don't know what the situation was. But slow down, because, there's a lot of stop signs. There's a lot of people who fly through those stop signs. And I'm talking to you motherfuckers too. Like, you can thug life all day, but shit, there were I remember in the one car that wasn't flipped over, there were I could see the kids in the back seat. I could see the younger kid in the front seat, and I could see the baby in the back, or not baby, he was probably like 5 or 6, but in the car seat in the back. So y'all motherfuckers just slow the fuck down, pay attention to your surroundings, and don't ram into people. Like, it's a 20-mile-an-hour street with a bunch of stop signs. Like, how the fuck a car flipped on it in particular area, like on Osceola and Compton, at that turn? Like, that makes absolutely no sense. There's no way that a car should be going that fast to flip another car. Even you little Kia motherfuckers, like, just fucking, slow down. Learn how to swerve. Like, I used to fucking boost cars too. Like, just learn how to swerve and do it elegantly. Quit being fucking jack-offs about it. There's a fucking way to do it. Quit stealing Kia Souls. Quit stealing shitty Hyundais. Fucking grow some balls. Steal a fucking Pontiac GTO or Camaro or something cool. And fucking actually make some bread off that bitch. Take it over the river. There's plenty of chop shops. You'll do just fine. It's probably terrible advice, but you know what? It's a lot better than the fact that you're stealing some fucking mom's fucking Kia Soul that's got fucking 2 car seats in the back, a bunch of diapers and all that other shit, fucking groceries and whatnot. You're stealing that shit from that poor woman. Like, grow some balls, steal something from somebody who can actually fight back. That's mic drop on that one. Katie just arrived, so we can
Or
see how
don't
she
steal.
feels about that.
Or don't steal at all.
I don't see that's I live in a world, my own personal world, where I feel like not stealing will never be a thing. I feel like people
Stealing
will
from big
always
corporations.
be
Stealing from big corporations, fine.
Okay, but
Everyone else,
and
human beings you live around, your community, stop stealing. Stop stealing. You're breaking the community. You're ruining all of the things that we're working hard to create by doing this. It's breaking trust.
This is true, and yeah, well, it is breaking trust in the community. It is definitely. I mean, you shouldn't. I'm not fucking saying you should steal from your fellow neighbor. The only reason why I'm going to stand up for you guys a little bit, and this is this is about a 5% standing up for you. The car that they buy, they probably have a payment on. They're probably paying way too much for. Their interest rate's probably way too high. You steal it, you wreck it. They got full coverage because they're still making that payment. You just gave them a payday and a new car.
What if they don't? What if they paid for it in cash?
There is also
what if they have
very good chance that
minimal
they
coverage
don't.
because they have 2 car seats in the back seat and they got other things to pay for other than their shitty Kia Soul, and then you just took it and wrecked it, and now they have to pay for a new car.
If they paid for it
and
in
all the
cash,
shit.
Exactly.
That's the
so
thing. You don't know
also
these
gotta
people's
think about
lives.
that,
You
and
cannot just
don't.
assume.
No, I'm not assuming. I was getting to that point.
No, I will fight somebody about this. This shit, it makes me mad that people just go around and take things.
You don't know these people's lives. You don't know what's happening with them. So, I mean, you definitely don't steal. It's definitely that's that would be my first advice. Quotations, whatever. Just don't steal people's cars.
Steal from Walmart.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, steal from Walmart. It's not hard. Steal from Target.
Go steal from Hobby Lobby as much as you want. You have my approval on the Hobby Lobby stealing.
Exactly. Steal a bunch of shit. Steal the shit that you want, too. Steal the shit that you need. Yeah, I mean, they got those, especially, the TVs and stuff. It's about to be wintertime. I mean, all you need to get them, security things off of there is you just need, a little bitty, fucking, not a needle nose pliers, but, a little bitty baby vice grip type thing, like a wire cutter, a little wire cutter that you can hold in your pocket. And you could go get you a goddamn 20-inch screen TV. You just cut the little thing and slip it under your hoodie and, move your way on out.
I was actually just talking to somebody that works at Walmart, and they were told not to stop people. So she was literally telling a guy, hey, stop, you didn't pay for that TV. And he's like, yeah, I know, and just, left. And then because the security officer that was, across the parking lot didn't catch up with him, he was good.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's very lucrative stealing from different places like that. Especially, I mean, you can, depending on how big your balls are, and I say that with caution, because I'm not saying, okay, the bigger your balls are, means, go in there and fucking, whoever can steal a fucking, what's the biggest TV, a 60-inch TV? I don't know. Whoever can fucking get out of a fucking Walmart with a 60-inch TV in their pants, that's not what I'm trying to say. But I'm just saying, you can literally,
Well, that guy's in the running, because he definitely just walked out of Walmart with, a 60-inch in his fucking cart, and they were like,
yeah, well, pay. Shit, the worst part, I wish I could say names so that you knew who I was talking about, but I can't.
Yeah, don't be out
there are people that we've known that I know legitimately went into Walmart in skinny jeans and a big hoodie that were 5 foot, maybe 6 at the most. Put a big old TV just straight up underneath their fucking hoodie, clipped it with that, just like how I said with the wire cutter things, clipped it with that little guy, put it under their hood, just walked out. Black Friday is coming up. Christmas is coming up. I mean, this is the time. If you want to go rob fucking Walmart, Target, any of those things, I'm not gonna judge you for that. But if you're gonna steal off of, that's another thing. Porch pirates and shit like that. Y'all can really get fucking bent. I swear. Don't.
That's what I'm
don't
saying.
Steal
That's stealing
Amazon
from your community.
boxes.
Again, that's stealing from your community.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, cars are the same way. At the end of the day, the only reason why cars had a little discrepancy is because depending on the person, the neighbor, the car, whatever, there's a possibility where you could be doing them a favor. Not most of the time, and I'll explain why. Actually,
this is probably a really good way for me to put it to all you little shits that are stealing people's cars. So when someone I knew's car got stolen, what happened was car got stolen. We woke up to go to work. We walked outside, car's gone. We were like, what the fuck? And we were just joking about it because it was a Kia Soul. We were just joking about, yeah, oh yeah, fucking Kias, blah, blah, blah. You gotta watch that shit. And Kia honestly should be responsible for all of these fucking stolen cars because it is a proven malfunction, whatever, proven callback, what is that? Recall. There's a recall on all these cars for that. So every time one of them gets stolen, they should have to fucking pay for any damage and everything else. Why the fuck they're not? I don't know. Maybe their lawyers can't be that great though. Maybe we should write a petition. But any fucking way. So, and I know where the fuck people take cars and shit. I mean, I was a dumb kid once and I was all about it, but I did it differently. I didn't steal people's cars that looked like they were grocery getters and shit. I mean, I went to Hall Street. That's where I left my foot tracks. But anyways, so and I'm driving. I'm north side. I'm all over everywhere. Blah blah blah. And I even went to fucking Florissant. But I was just like, I've been driving around for 4 hours. I know I could probably find this motherfucking shit, but I'm tired of it. And I wanted to go to work because I wasn't getting paid to drive around, whatever. 4 days later, Florissant police find this car. They have it impounded, towed and impounded. We have to go to the impound lot. We have to pay for the tow. That's $300. We got to pay for the impound. That's $400 because it'd been sitting there for 2 days. We went there on Friday to try to get it out, but we didn't have enough money. So we had to pay about $800 to get the car back from the impound lot because of the fucking police having it fucking towed and impounded.
That's beautiful.
So the car was stolen. We had to pay to get it back, and the insurance didn't cover it because dude didn't think he was gonna get his car back. This was kind of a minor mistake on his part, and I even told him not to do this, but he canceled his insurance, so his insurance didn't cover any of it. But then when I looked into it, his insurance wouldn't have really covered anything to begin with.
That's still terrible.
So literally we pay $800 to get the car back. I have to fucking put some stuff together, rig some wires, do this, do that to make sure it's drivable type shit. Yeah. Later on I had to fix the alternator. I had to do a bunch of different shit to make that car fucking keep running, but now it's all good to go and shit. But at the end of the day, we had to pay $800 to get a car back that was stolen from us. But to the police and to the junkyard or the impound lot. Like, shouldn't they just fucking be like, hey, here's your car. We found it. And honestly, just like, shouldn't they be like, we're really sorry about what happened. Here's a free tow back to your house. Like, I mean, that would be, in a perfect world, that would be the situation.
I feel like most tow truck drivers are, like, not the nicest people. No, yeah, like, I've never met a tow truck driver that was, like, kind to me. The only time where I've ever been able to meet a tow truck driver when they weren't doing their job, they were, like, off duty. And they were just like at a bar, and it was just this older man, and he was just talking shit, and he's super proud about how he fucking towed all these cars and got he like impounded all these different vehicles and stuff like that. And he's like, oh yeah, those stupid motherfuckers, they're never gonna drive again. And it was literally be over something like dude had a flat tire and didn't have a spare because when he bought the car, it didn't come with a spare type thing. Like, back in the, when, the mid-2000s, I guess, era, when, you could buy a car for $900 and it wouldn't come with a spare. And the person couldn't afford to get they didn't know how to take the tire off of their car, for one, because I'm pretty sure, I can't remember if this, he told so many stories, I'm just going to, kind of push them all together into one, because I don't.
but like they didn't know how to take the tire off or jack the car up type thing. It was just all they had was a flat tire, and all they needed to do was take that rim to a tire shop, get a used tire for like $30 and put it back on. But they didn't know how, and they didn't have anybody to teach them or show them, or the time or resources to get it done. So it sat for 2 days, and after it had that orange tag, and after that expired, the fucking tow truck driver fucking grabbed it and fucking towed it. And then when they came to the impound lot, you know, obviously they couldn't even afford a fucking tire, a used $30 tire, and to call somebody to send them out to do the work or do the labor or whatever, and they didn't have anybody else to do it. So they did all that. They couldn't do any of that shit, and this guy was like bragging about like how he towed their car, and he was like, oh yeah, it's gonna sit in the impound lot till they can't afford to ever get it out. And he's like, I can't wait, I'm just gonna take it, blah blah blah, I got a deal. He was like bragging about how he had a deal with the impound lot and shit like that, and how he could get like cars for 50% if he towed them in. Yeah, I'm not really gonna, I don't want to divulge too much information on how I felt about that issue and how that all went down later on in the night. But yeah, so that happened. So don't steal people's cars, and steal from Walmart.
If you have to steal,
really
steal from
yeah.
Walmart, but please don't steal at all. It's gonna get you in trouble at some point.
Unless you're good at it.
Karma comes around to everybody.
Yeah, I feel like people stealing from Walmart is like their karma. But either or, it is what it is. Depends on how you look at the world. We got a lot of weird shit to talk about. It's like already 6:30. So, do you still got you got your playlist over there?
I have the playlist.
Alright, here, let me unplug this phone.
Oh, you have to make me do the playlist so you can play on your phone and leave. Make me.
No, I just
That's what he does to me every time, folks.
No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just, yeah. We got some other shit to talk about here shortly, but we're gonna play a song. Shit, it's like we just dove into a bunch of random conversation about stolen cars, and that lasted for a long period of time.
That's what
it is what it is. With that being said, before we play this song, merchandise is coming soon. Everybody, I'm sorry for the wait, but shit is getting figured out now. So keep that shit in mind, and we will get to you as soon as possible with that. We're going to play the song, and then we're going to talk about some even scarier shit than flipping your car and somebody ripping you out of it.
Is it connected to me? I don't know. Yep. We're good.
Legs on the track. Bow! We the murder team. Release murder, man. Live by the gun, I'ma die by the gun. Live by the gun, I'ma die by the gun. Live by the gun, I'ma die by the gun. A nigga shoot at me, so you know I'm shooting back. Live by the gun, I'ma die by the gun. Live by the gun, I'ma die by the gun. Live by the gun, I'ma die by the gun. A nigga shoot at me, so you know I'm shooting back. Just handguns, all white Air Ones. Niggas talking one-on-ones, ain't no fair ones. You feel me, son? I do my dog. So TTG, let's go to war. #1 video, BT, MTV, so sucker free. You live your life through these movies, you a TV. A nigga fought with me, squiggly lines and IVs. Uncle said, Flocka, murder this motherfucker. Yo, Rob, dig a hole for these motherfuckers. Let me brush my shoulders off. JC, RIP the PLC. Live by the gun, I'ma die by the gun. Live by the gun, I'ma die by the gun. Live by the gun, I'ma die by the gun. A nigga shoot at me, so you know I'm shooting back. Live by the gun, I'ma die by the gun. Live by the gun, I'ma die by the gun.
is it legal? That fit for that 40. I'm strapped up, shorty. Ask my nigga Waka. Ask my nigga Uncle in my murder with the chopper. Nigga shot me 5 times. 2 days later, the nigga died. Nigga shooting at the fathers, committing a suicide. I'm a murderous mad dog. That's the acronym MMB. In front of me, a nigga clapping them. I'm the big homie. Act like you don't know me. Put in my own work, but niggas will kill for me. I'm Duttis in Jamaica, front on me, then I make the whole country shot. Cause I'm a real gun doctor.
Live by the gun, I'ma die by the gun. Live by the gun, I'ma die by the gun. Live by the gun, I'ma die by the gun. A nigga shoot at me, so you know I'm shooting back. Live by the gun, I'ma die by the gun. Live by the gun, I'ma die by the gun. Live by the gun, I'ma die by the gun. A nigga shoot at me, so you know I'm shooting back.
I'm Uncle Murder, I call hella bodies. GMG, like the Sour Posse. Niggas I got beef with, they don't never ball. They never seen the brick, they hustling 8 balls. Hollow tips when I hit my enemies up. I feel like Bishop when he hit Raheem up. I got the juice, that Grey Goose. Got these groupies giving me head on the project roof. 40 cows, AKs. When it's beef, when we creep, those are guns we spray. I'm a rider, these niggas deserve to die. Like Omar, gay ass from The Wire.
Live by the gun, I'ma die by the gun. Live by the gun, I'ma die by the gun. Live by the gun, I'ma die by the gun. A nigga shoot at me, so you know I'm shooting back. Live by the gun, I'ma die by the gun. Live by the gun, I'ma die by the gun. Live by the gun, I'ma die by the gun. A nigga shoot at me, so you know I'm shooting back.
Alright, so I'm legit just gonna talk about this song, because I know there's a bunch of eyeballs out there that probably don't be like, oh yeah, that's my type of music. But I'm just gonna tell y'all that when I was like 19 and in Charlotte, North Carolina, in a Toyota Supra, fucking riding around with like doing things that no 19-year-old should be doing, I should say, I guess. Yeah. And I had good subs, like bumping that song. That was one of those things where it was like, I don't know, it got you through the night type thing. Music like that would get you through the night. Because, yeah, it's hard to explain. I guess you'd have to live it to really understand it.
That's what I'm saying. The only reason he's saying this is because I was judging him about it.
Absolutely. No, you were judging me about it, and that's why I'm saying it, because I guess I should explain. Like, sometimes I gotta explain certain things. Like, it's like,
yeah, like certain song selections, if they're like 5-minute songs where half the song's just
I
some
didn't
guy.
even know it was that long.
Flocka.
I had no idea. That's the first time I've ever played Waka Flocka on this show before, ever. I've never played Waka Flocka on here, but I mean, I don't know, like, Flocka be providing information to people on interviews and stuff that you don't even realize, like life insurance. Like, you can literally go get a life insurance policy that you can pull money out of. Mm-hmm. Like, stuff like that. Like, he was one of the first rappers to tell people that, and it's like, the
Why are you
more
going to rappers for
good-
financial advice, Josh?
No, I wasn't. Like, it was just an interview.
He's the first rapper to give me financial advice in an interview. He's amazing.
Oh no, absolutely not like that. He just like randomly threw it out there, like in an interview when I was, I don't know what age, and I was just like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Like, fucking, I could go get a life insurance policy, and I was thinking about it, I was like, my dad's got like 2 life insurance policies on me. Like, what do you mean? Like, so I mean, he can pull money out, but he didn't. He had it to where literally I had to die. But yeah, my dad had like, I don't know, like $650,000 worth of life insurance policies on me for like the last, I don't know, till I turned 29, I think, maybe 30. So I guess he was gambling with that one, but anyways. No offense, Dad, I still love you. I understand. I would have probably done it too. But yeah, no, I don't know. That was just one of them songs that like would get you through the night. Like, you just gotta stay hype and pumped up because you're doing really dangerous shit. Especially when you start, like, especially once your car goes over, like, the 140 mark, like, that's when you need music like that, so you can just almost, like, have tunnel vision and just stay in the zone. You know what I'm saying? Well, no, you don't, because you've never been there, but...
I'm a good egg.
There's got to be somebody out there that understands what the fuck I'm saying. And if there is not another human out there that understands what I'm saying, well, I'm sorry, because you've never lived life the way I have. You've lived life, but you haven't lived it the way I have. So, but anyways, alright. So we're going to get into some normal shit. We're not going to talk about, we're going to get into normal shit. So, I've been watching this fucking TV show lately called Missing in Alaska, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And they kind of go after, like, they say they're researching cryptids. There's, like, and they actually kind of do what I would like to do, but in a very corny History Channel way, to make sense, where it's like you can tell it's really scripted. There's stuff that happens that's just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me right now. You know what I mean?
That's how most of those things are. That's why they're entertaining to me.
Yeah, and it's super corny. And that's the part, it's entertaining for me too, because, like, the corniness is kind of like...
Yeah, like, haha, that's dumb.
Exactly. But, some of the topics are actually pretty like, can be taken seriously. And, like, one of the more interesting things that they've searched for, like, there's a lot of interesting shit that they look for. And it's like, you start to realize that it's just like, alright, that had to be that was staged, like, that part. Because, easiest way I could put it, they were talking about some monster in some lake, you know what I'm saying? There's a guy flying above the head in a fucking helicopter, right? And the other guys are on a boat. They got a professional diver in the fucking water. And the whole reason why they're doing all this shit is because of, there was a kayaker that went missing on this lake, was never found. He was actually from Missouri, by the way. Sorry, you poor bastard, but anyway, his thing was, like, to kayak around the lake. That was, like, his, he was, like, one of those gung-ho adventurer, I want to do this, I want to do that. And he was an accomplished adventurer. He wasn't just, like, some spaz, you know what I mean? So, and to kayak around a lake in the shallows is really not that's not a very far-fetched at the end of the day, if you think about it. So he was, and all they found his kayak upside down, and they found his whole bag with all his stuff in it, washed up. The way the lake flows, it would have pushed his stuff all there, no matter what, you know what I mean? If he would have, even if he just flipped, and there's a great chance he could have flipped his boat and died, but they raked they tried to rake the lake and all the areas around where his shit was found. No body, nothing, he just went missing. And I'm mainly using this as, like, a way to describe, like, the show and how it can be a bit far-fetched. So they got these guys on a boat, and they got a guy on a freaking kayak or whatever, or fake. It's a mannequin in a kayak, and they're pulling it behind a boat. And then they've got a professional diver on the boat, and then they've got this other guy on the fucking helicopter. So pulling it, and this dude's like, there's a shadow, and they start seeing it on the depth finder too, like a big, large thing coming towards this kayak. You know what I'm saying? On their depth finder. And then the guy from the helicopter, you can see it looks like a shadow in the water. That could easily be photo, whatever. You know what I mean? It could be super fake. It could be faked. And then, I don't know. So then they've got, like, a button where they can tip the kayak over type shit. And they did that, and they tipped the kayak, and the thing's still coming, all that shit. And then that happens, and they're like, oh yeah, they get the diver to get in the water, so to speak. Like, not so to speak, the motherfucker jumps in the water, he fucking swims around, and then they're like, hey, maybe you should get further away from the kayak and the, dummy and all that shit. And he's like, alright. So he goes, and then all of a sudden, like, they lose fucking contact with the diver. That's kind of weird, you know? And then they really start freaking out because they lost so much contact with him. And they can't see bubbles, all this shit. And all of a sudden, he just pops up. And this dude gets on the boat. He's like, I don't know what happened, blah, blah, blah. And they're talking about how the guy from above could see the freaking shadow going after the diver at first before he disappears type shit. And then he's like, I don't know what happened. I was down there, and then all of a sudden something just hit me from the back, and blah, blah, blah. And I flipped around, didn't know what was going on. I couldn't see anything, and then I just was underwater for a minute, and then I popped back up. Bro, fake. Like, you know what I mean? Sounds really fake to me. Just saying.
I don't think there's a lot of evidence of these things. That's what makes them fun to learn about.
Exactly. But
so like TV show things, like I just know they're gonna be fake, like
yeah,
right off the bat.
Yeah, but that was like the thing. And then they never like interviewed him later on. They never talked to him about it. Like, I mean, that guy just got clipped by something random in the water that could be everything from, they speculated, from a submarine to a sea monster to all kinds of shit. And no, they didn't. All they got from him was, I don't know, something clipped me in the back, and I flipped around, and then he got back on. And then they were like, don't put me back. He was like, they were like, we're not putting you back in the water. It's too dangerous. But
it's too dangerous. Too many
right.
monsters.
But the folklore, like the Alaskan folklore, and the different animals, or different, not even animals, but different folklore about it. They were talking about gnomes. They literally call them gnomes, which are like, they're not like leprechauns or I don't know, what are the other ones you would know? You know, all the Swedish shit and all the fucking shit from the Europe and all that. What the fuck?
Leprechauns, those are Swedish.
No, leprechauns are Irish, obviously. What are the other motherfuckers? Like, there's a Germanic, what, the dwarves are Germanic, and there's another one.
I mean, there's a lot of little
names. What were the Norse ones called?
There's a lot of little names, I don't know.
Anyways, but there have been little people all through history. People have always talked about it. It's been a thing.
Little people.
Yes.
We're gonna get canceled.
What, little people? I thought that was the correct terminology.
Not
we're
right.
not even talking about the new little people. We're talking about like the old school.
New little people.
We're talking about the old school little people. Okay, you said foreigners on the last podcast. We're talking about the old school little people.
That's what they refer to themselves at my work. They call themselves the group of foreigners. So.
All right, well, that level of knowledge is new. But anyways, these.
Sorry if I got canceled last week.
Yeah, these small people. They're not. They're
the
not
small
like,
people. The small magical people.
Yeah, but they're not like the sweet, funny, prankster, trickster, make you get lost in the woods.
No, it's like in Labyrinth when she goes to grab the fairy and it bites her.
These ones are like kidnap your kids type shit.
Exactly.
And this girl, like, legitimately, this is a true story. So this woman, she was out there, you know, she lived in Alaska, blah blah blah. They've since moved, so they weren't allowed to. They couldn't talk to her. Obviously, she wasn't out there. But and let me just reiterate, or no, let me just add this to this whole thing. So there's something called the Alaskan Triangle where people go missing a lot. Just like the Bermuda and all the other fucking weird Michigan and all that shit. Anyways, so her daughter went out to play, blah blah blah. She's doing dishes. She looks out the window. She could have swore she saw this like really really small person go running off into the woods, but like ridiculously fast, like way too fucking fast to be a child. You know what I'm saying? That's what this lady said. Just saying. But I can't laugh at her because she legitimately lost her daughter. Her daughter was taken.
From the little tiny person?
She didn't see the tiny person take her daughter, but she saw that thing, and when she went to look for her daughter, where her daughter was playing,
this is like the Labyrinth.
Daughter was gone. Wow. Daughter's never been found. No body parts. No nothing.
She's a goblin now in the Goblin Kingdom.
Maybe.
David Bowie got her.
It's a possibility, but so that's what I'm saying. These ones, like the gnomes or whatever is what they call them, I guess. I don't know what they fucking. But it's a native. Actually, the native people have been talking about it for a long time. So it's a native folklore that has risen up in popularity through colonizers and shit like that. just because they've had sightings also. But
And we like to talk
the
about that
natives
shit.
the natives have said, well, they don't, the reason why they don't like to talk to white people about this shit is because they think they're just gonna be made fun of and called crazy and shit like that.
Or it'll become like a TikTok trend. I feel like that's the thing
would-
now. Is like
yeah.
anytime any indigenous person shares anything about their culture, they're like, let's make it a TikTok trend. It's really sad.
Legit.
And it's not respectful TikTok trend. Like, because there's
It's
respectful
not.
ways.
I see it all the fucking time. I mean, like, I'm so...
Like, me collecting pottery, I feel, is a respectful way
90%.
to appreciate that kind of culture. Like, I can spend money knowing that it's to people that live those lives and respect those deities that I'm buying little pottery
Oh, God,
for.
I went into this fucking corny Native American store at the mall that was just not... I mean, they did have a couple cool shirts with, like, good messages on them. But, like, the material was shit. The shirts were like $40, and you could just tell that it wasn't like a real native store. But anyways, hold on, we gotta talk about these little motherfuckers. So then a cop talks about it, and he said it was Halloween night. He was like, on Halloween, all the kids go in by 8 o'clock. They go in before dark. You know, he's like, everywhere else, kids stay out a little bit later, whatever, have fun, blah blah, shit like that. He's like, not out here. He's like, it's my first, I just moved out here. It's my first Halloween, you know, it's like 8:30. He's like, there was a disturbance at a abandoned property. I figured it was a bunch of teenagers doing a bunch of stupid shit. He's like, I got out of my car, looking around with my flashlight, and all of a sudden this huge freaking rock comes flying off the fucking roof and almost fucking hits me. He's like, and I looked back and I didn't see anything. He goes, and then all of a sudden I just saw this. He said what looked like a man, like man's face, man's build, stature, all that, but child size, has this big ass rock and flings it at him again. And when that happened, he was freaked out, obviously. He fucking ran back to his car, all that bullshit. And he's like, I couldn't even pick these. He's like, I could have maybe picked these rocks up, but I couldn't have fucking threw them like that. I couldn't have put them over my head and thrown them the way that this thing did. And I mean, I'll be honest with you, I think some people kind of like underestimate themselves in situations like that. I feel like they could probably do it, but might throw their back out. I don't know, maybe his old ass would have thrown his back out, who knows. But so this is a cop who had an encounter too. And so the Native American lore is just that they are just like many people, like little bitty people, but they're really ferocious. They kidnap kids, and they've been telling these stories since the 1800s. You know, they kidnap your kid. They'll kidnap kids. I mean, anybody that crosses them, they'll kill them. They'll do this. They'll do that. They're vicious. They're not like the other things like leprechauns and dwarves and all this shit like out Germanic, where they're more just like tricksters and they fuck with you. They're like legit fucking, I don't know, Wolverines fighting bears type shit. I guess would be the way to put it.
Well, alright then.
Yeah, so that was something new that I learned about Alaska and their shit. Right now, Maui is fucked like always. There's an attorney who that's another thing that we're gonna get into, I guess, because we can play music at the end or something, but I gotta get into this. There's an attorney that went on record saying about how police were blocking the exits while they were trying to get away from the wildfires, causing more people to die. There's a total of now, the number keeps changing, but the most official number right now is 1,200 women and children. That's not counting men. FEMA and the Red Cross apparently are not doing anything helpful. They are stopping, and it's been recorded that they've been stopping people from transporting goods and food and water and things like that to the people out there. I'm not going to stop talking about this until, I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever stop talking about it. I might even just have 5-minute segments like 3 years from now, because the mainstream media is not talking about it. Nobody's talking about it other than people on TikTok and the people that are experiencing it. And the people that are TikTok are fucking talking about it are literally just sharing the fucking shit that the people that are actually experiencing it are saying. So
For the most part.
yeah, for
Some
the most
people have
part.
stupid opinions on that.
Well, yeah, I mean, there are conspiracy theories. There are, there's things, people, lasers, all that bullshit. And honestly, it does make sense, especially if you read about the laser, but I don't feel like they needed that laser to do the things that was done. Because if you looked at the fucking trees next to the power lines, since the fire supposedly started because of the power lines, I mean, the trees were grown around the power lines. They were supposed to be trimmed 10 feet away from them. So that easily could have caused those fires. Along with sirens didn't go off. They turned the water off so that nobody could fight the fire with water. Yeah, there's just been a lot of shit that just doesn't add up at all. And the banks are trying to go in now and buy the island, pretty much, buy as much property as they can. And the ultimate goal is to turn it into the first ever smart island that does not need people to work jobs or do anything. It's completely computer operated. People go there, they press buttons, and that's how they get the things they need. That's already been put into effect to an extent as to what they're gonna do now with the aftermath. So the people who actually lived there their entire lives, raised their kids there, all this shit, even though most of them are missing or dead, they fucking aren't even gonna have a purpose there, and that's their homeland. I mean, it's it's just like Native Americans and reservations and everything else like here. I mean, it's just like, I guess, us in America, or well, me, whatever. Me, my ancestors, shit like that. So it's pretty fucked, and yeah, I'm not gonna stop. I'm really not gonna stop talking about it until there's real fucking shit released and there's something actually done about it properly. The Rock and Oprah can both get fucked.
The Rock and Oprah, okay, go die.
They literally tried to start a fucking charity. They tried to act like they knew what they were talking about. They tried to do this, they tried to do that. It's mainly Oprah talking and The Rock just doing this. But that Oprah put that video up, and she had to turn the comments off because of how bad it was. And that video that she put up literally only has 13,500 likes. She put it up 2 days ago. Think about all the people, the catastrophe, all this different shit. It's got 13,500 likes. That's less people than live in Hawaii. Like, then she had to turn the comments off because of how bad they were. Like, I mean, they just got bombarded. Like, because she's literally asking the American people who are being taxed, being fucked, all that shit for their money. She's not fucking contributing a dime. I'm pretty sure me and you talked about this last week, but still pretty fucked.
It is fucked. Oprah does suck.
Yeah.
This podcast is not Team Oprah.
I was gonna say, so you agree now?
I mean, I just was trying to play like devil's advocate on that because like you were trying to come from a standpoint of like they're rich, they should donate money, but like the way that they were going about it is what was shitty.
Yeah, no, and that was one of those things where I figured that was already common knowledge, so I just picked a different angle. That was a good way to kind of put two radical opinions together, but then now we're both just fuck Oprah.
Well, because it's sad, like you own property on this island and none of your shit got touched, and you're not gonna help anybody that like
all
their
the
whole
rich
lives.
people's shit. None of the rich
their
people's
whole lives
shit somehow
are
got
ruined.
touched.
Like that's
all these
fucked.
people's lives are ruined, or they don't have them anymore. They're dead. So it's like, I mean, and the amount of missing kids that like fucking, it's ridiculous. So that is
Which
the
is
real
also
horror.
another concerning thing. Like it's just all
Exactly. Like what happened to them all? I mean, the fact that they were the attorney that was talking about it was saying that there was pretty much like a metal chain fucking with a lock on it keeping people in this fucking building, and somebody that I don't know if he said it was a brother or whatever, went and cut the chain, and the police were literally trying to keep people from leaving all these areas where the fire was spreading rapidly towards them, and the police were trying to fucking keep the cars from leaving. And this is an attorney speaking. This isn't like, so, you know what I mean? And even at the end of the day, even if it was just a random civilian, even if it was a drug addict, I mean, the motherfucker saw it. He saw it. It could be fucking true. It's probably true. Why would a drug addict lie about it? Why would an attorney lie about it? Why would a fucking butcher lie about it? Why would an artist lie about it? A musician? Why would anybody lie about something like that? They don't have a reason to. They're saying FEMA and Red Cross might as well just fucking leave because they're not fucking doing anything, and they're blocking other people and like different organizations that are trying to bring resources and help to the people. They're blocking them out, not allowing them to. So I mean, and that's like the word on the ground. It's one of them things where it's like, I wish I could just fucking, teleport to Hawaii, but I can't do that. But, I mean, I could drive to California and catch a helicopter over there. It's a possibility. I might think about it. Probably take me about a month and a half. But month and a half of saving saving $10 a day or some shit.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't even bring a gun. I have to pick one up while I was in Mexico. But I would fucking, just imagine Pearl Harbor. Just think about Pearl Harbor and what happened and the way the United States reacted to that. The way they tried to save people, the way they did every fucking investigate. And now they're literally calling fucking the fires out there like they're comparing it to 9/11. They're calling it a terrorist attack by the American government at this point.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess time will tell, or fucking it'll get continue to be swept under the fucking rug, and I'll have to keep picking and prodding. With that being said, anybody who is listening and lives in Maui, you are more than welcome to call in on any show that we have at any time and provide us with information firsthand. We're going to play our last song and go the fuck home. Because I'm tired, and I think Katie's tired too.
Yep, DMX is your 4-minute song, so that's what we're doing.
All right.
I was trying to find one, I accidentally started it, so.
Good night.
Whoops.
Enjoy DMX.
All right, adios, everybody.
Don't believe. Who dick you sucking?
Don't call me with that bullshit, all right?
You lying to me, B.
Yeah, exactly.
Who dick you sucking? Come on, B. I just heard some shit about you, some foul shit. Fuck is the deal?
Suck my fucking dick, you bitch-ass nigga.
No, you explain it to me, bitch. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know nobody up here. You don't fuck with nobody up here, and I ain't been fucking with nobody.
Yo,
I don't know.